Welcome everyone. My name is Vandana Atara Ora and I'm the creator of Vandana Light Healing and Galactic Light Healing. I'm an energy healer, divine channel, and light architect, reality reconstructionist, and many, many more. We are gathered together here today to resource you, to empower you, to inspire you with all the different flavors of the rainbow, with all the different systems of healing, traditions from all dimensions, from all galaxies, realities, and timelines, because there's something there for everyone that you will resonate with. And that's why I invite all these brilliant visionaries, leaders, speakers, teachers, and healers to come and play with me so that together as a team, from the earth and the stars, we can empower, support, and enlighten each other. So with that being said, I want to welcome our very special guest today, my friend Ula. And Ula and I know each other for many lifetimes, and together we have come together in this special reunion energy, this frequency, this creativity that's on the planet right now, so we could make use of this energy on the planet, these new earth, they call them, energies, to really light us up, but also to ground us, expand us, and to awaken us to who we truly are, to our divinity, to our true identity, our authenticity, right, Ula? So I just want to say thank you and welcome. It's been a long time since we've been together. And let me just introduce everyone to Ula. So Ula is a certified guide, healer, and life activation practitioner from the Modern Mystery School, or better known as MMS. She is a Celtic shaman, Kabbalist, reverend, licensed massage therapist in PA, in DE, in NG, and all the other initials on your website. Ula is certified also in pregnancy massage as well as infant massage. She's also an instructor in these modalities. So Ula is what I call a divine doula and cosmic midwife or rebirther. And Ula has studied, practiced, and taught about body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit health for over 41 years. Amazing. So Ula is, let me tell you a little bit more about her so you could feel her essence already, the vibration of Ula. Ula grew up in Poland in a holistic and sustainable environment of healing and farming, deeply connected to nature, right, to Gaia. And she was encouraged early on to study and experience all these different forms of healing and spiritual philosophies. So what she did is she embraced these energies, these liberating freedom energies, to actually choose how to express her unique soul mission and to help each one of us to divinely design our life plan and our visions, our highest visions, and to also become accountable for our choices in life, and to choose life the way we envision it. Ula moved to the US to experience more of that tasty freedom and to receive a higher education, right? An earth school education, I call it. Consequently, she spent probably more than 13 years of studying and teaching English and foreign languages, writing in several colleges, universities, and she holds a master's degree in arts. So she's also, believe it or not, a published author, and she makes frequent appearances on other inspirational radio shows besides the New Earth Ascension show. And she is a visiting instructor in local massage schools as well. So what happened with Ula is that in around 1994, she had a physical injury, and that kind of shifted her from conventional medicine to focusing on alternative methods of healing, energy, medicine, self-healing modalities, natural functional medicine, as she calls it. And she realized that she was just really feeling her purpose, her passion, in helping others to heal their chronic pain as well. She also happened to become a health coach after studying all of these different types of therapies and modalities, where she could really hold that safe space for people to heal more deeply and to return to a more desirable lifestyle. So as she's using these therapeutic services, she really, Ula has noticed amazing transformational results. She, in 2008, she found trustworthy teachers and a supportive global community with the lineage of my favorite, King Solomon, through the Modern Mystery School, the MMS, and finally it all came together. Finally, right? The knowledge, the technology, the tools for self-care were just so readily available and accessible, so powerful, so efficient, so authentic. And this knowledge, these tools really were so compatible with her own ideology, with her own philosophy about, what this life is all about and how we can cultivate the freedom and the liberation to live our lives in an authentic way, to heal ourselves, to be our own inner doctor and master, right? So what she does now is that she shares these ancient technologies of activating and empowering the human light body as
Here.
Yes, I am here. Okay. So she shares these ancient technologies of activating and empowering the human light body, and she uses all of these ancient teachings and methods that are just so powerful to raise planetary awareness and to balance the divine feminine and masculine in our world. So Ula works relentlessly to really help restore peace and bring harmony to all living beings. Ula is a joyful, kind, considerate, direct, and authentic healer. I've known her a long time and I can vouch for that. She teaches and offers healing work and sacred ceremonies internationally, and she finds her deepest fulfillment in integrating the metaphysical wisdom of self-knowledge, healing, and mastery so that each one of us can create and live a soulful life on purpose, with passion, with peace, and with joy. And she now offers these amazing, magical, customized, and comprehensive health and empowerment programs. And she kind of mixes it up, and she uses various physical and energetic healing modalities in her activations, initiations, and advanced spiritual certification training programs through the Modern Mystery School. And this helps awaken all of us, whoever is meant to be known and shown these modalities, these ancient healing systems, to awaken our inner DNA potential, our light codes, in our physical and in our spiritual DNA and divine blueprint. She can help clear anything that's not working or serving you, mostly limiting ancestral interferences or vows, contracts, karma. And what she does is she just really goes in there and transforms and alchemizes whatever it is that's not working into something better, so that you can really heal faster and safer in this accelerated timeline. Ula believes and maintains a very deep, intimate, and close relationship with her higher self and divine source, along with creating a safe, peaceful, loving, joyful, internal and external environment, which is really vital and key to our well-being. And these are the golden keys that will help us find ourselves, heal ourselves, and the world that we live in. So the trainings are incredible because she really reestablishes our sacred connections with all of life. And she incorporates prayers and rituals and ceremonies, meditations, sacred geometries, healing and gritting with crystals, and working with elements of alchemy. Ula is also a reverend, and she performs weddings, baptisms, funerals, and house blessings. So without further ado, thank you for being here today. That was a long bio, but you know, when you're wearing so many hats and we are multidimensional way showers and light beamers, so we have a lot. We've lived on this planet a long time, and yeah, so I hope that that is okay, that I was able to read your bio and just share with everyone how gifted and magical you truly are, how you have all of these tools in your emotional toolkit to help people, especially right now in this timeline, to heal fast, safely, and at accelerated speed. So thank you so much for being here, Ula.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
Beautiful. So Ula, tell us about your name. I know you have a couple of names like I do. Would you like to share the spiritual significance of your other name?
Well, my real name, my Polish name is Lucyna, which is very special for me because it actually means light.
Yes.
And another layer of special today is that we are talking on my special day, which is called a name day. So we actually celebrate all Lucynas in the world, and Poland especially. And that is just another way to bring joy in life. And remember to celebrate, to raise our awareness, to raise our frequencies so that we can infuse that joy frequency that is healing, that is uplifting, that is energizing. Because then when we are full and joyful, that's what we share. And that helps others to connect with it and uplift themselves without preaching, without teaching, just sharing our light and sharing our joy. And that is the alchemy of just infusing. But that takes diligence, it takes discipline to work on ourselves, to be accountable what's going on inside and outside. And that is what I've been training in for 13 years and experiencing that, yes, it is getting easier. I call it redirecting energy of thinking, redirecting energy of emotions that might be overwhelming. And it's okay to be overwhelmed, but it's not okay to dwell in it and allow it to be distracting our inner peace, or pity parties and staying in that victim mode. We have a sweet rule that we get to experience the emotion, no matter what it is, for 15 minutes and then cut it out. So it doesn't affect or create that chain reaction of destruction of our balance.
Which is right on the other side of creation.
Exactly, which is okay. We need both. We need to destroy,
Yes.
we need to birth, we need to kill. We need to learn how to manage the duality and the opposites.
Yes.
This is a school for us, a school of life.
It sure is. Some people refer to this as a school of hard knocks. I would rather not go there, but this is definitely Earth School. And
we are eternal.
That's okay, yeah.
We are eternal, we are galactic.
Yes.
But we took on a job. We took on a mission to be here in this world, to learn, to help it. It is up to us how well we will manage our mission. And with everything, there are stages of learning and stages of training and stages of evolving and stages of managing our inside and outside. And that is what I've been able to get finally some better map, better set of tools, better puzzle pieces that I could put together.
Yes, I just had that. Oh my God, I just had this holographic vision before our interview today, before our conversation. I don't even like to use that word interview,
Mhm.
but I guess we are interviewing each other and people are interviewing us by watching us. I had that exact, oh my goodness, I hope it's okay to share this with you and everyone who's listening now or to the replay. I had the exact vision. I was questioning, doing a lot of self-inquiry these days. You know, what is actually uh, another piece of this puzzle? What am I here to do besides what I know I'm supposed to do, or what I love to do, or what is joyful for me, and how I help people with my own healing modalities? And then it said, you're a puzzle um, piece picker upper, meaning that when it feels like everything is falling away and that the earth is dissolving underneath our feet, the old earth, or everything is just collapsing and crumbling from 3D to allow 5D to be born or reborn, then I will help people when you feel, and you too, all of us, like people who feel split, where the splintered, scattered, or shattered, to pick up the pieces so it doesn't feel so hard to rebuild, to regroup and reboot ourselves or reset ourselves. And I feel like that's what this timeline is all about. We all need that guide. Even though, yes, we are our own body spirit guide, but also we just always need somebody to see our lives from a higher perspective, because we all have our blind spots, right, from ego. But yes, so go ahead with your train of thought, because this is so cool.
Well, again, we all are challenged. This is part of our training to learn from challenges, to learn how to overcome them, and to be as stable as possible, as safe, as connected to our divinity, as well equipped to deal with challenges in life and move through them as quickly as possible. We all have choices. So the school of life is about learning how to choose wisely or change enough, learn from our challenges, failures, mistakes, whatever we call them. Oops. Oh, that again? Well, I guess I haven't completed my lesson. Okay, let's start over. Or the next level, the next layer of healing or insightfulness, or a combination of hearing the guidance that's been there, but we were not ready. We were willing, but we were not able. Because, like you said, that piece of a puzzle was not integrated yet. As many of us who train, first, we really work on faith until we integrate it enough and we shift from trusting and feeling and from faith to knowing. And we know how powerful things are. We know it will work out. We know the healings are effective. We know the tools are powerful, but we also know we will be challenged to use them. And if that comes up, my way of helping myself is to laugh at it. It's like, oh, we're going to have that conversation again. Oh, you're going to try that on me again. Let's see
Yes.
this round.
Right. To be more lighthearted and free-spirited, and not to take ourselves or this hologram around us, this game of life, so seriously that it feels bigger than us or more powerful than we are.
There's time for serious and there's time for playfulness. If we're in danger, I beg everyone, get focused, get serious.
Yes, of course.
Love and light, please take no shit, because then we get hurt. And then we need to recover. And of course, we learn from that. Nothing is wasted. But how much of that suffering do we need to go through to learn and to overcome our challenges? There's so much anger, anxiety, so much fear because of overcoming the pandemic or dealing with it or managing it. Those are powerful frequencies and emotions and thoughts. How do we manage them? I like the word redirect. This is my second, third, whatever language. Body language, heart language, mind language. They're all languages that we are here to learn and manage. And if we manage well, all is well. And we share that wellness with others. We women really build each other up through chatting, through visiting, through doing things together. Our women's circles can be uplifting, or some are recycling pity parties, unfortunately. So that's why we as a collective community try so hard to build up our divine feminine frequencies on the planet. And I jokingly call it women up. We're asking men to man up. Well, we are the source of light and we birth light into this world. So come on, women, let's women up. And earth this world again. Of course, it has been rebirthed before. In our turn, we are here to assist Gaia and this world in rebirthing itself into a better place for everyone, all beings of light. Now, there is nothing that happens here by accident or without divine permission. So everything that happens here, and maybe some too difficult for others, it was a little shocking for me to fully understand it, that everything here is designed with purpose. So I can't come here, I come here to experience it all, learn from it all, and manage all of it. The full spectrum, or just the middle of the ground, it is my choice. I'm so grateful that I found trustworthy teachers that can guide me to where my different level of comfort or discomfort can be, and different level, widen my spectrum of what I'm willing, able, and ready to deal with.
Beautifully said. Thank you, Ula.
As about below and so without. So where is the spectrum? And it's okay to hover in the middle.
Middle, that's the other word that came through earlier before our talk. It's about the middle ground, the middle place, space, not the extremes that we're witnessing outside of ourselves, but to just come from the space of neutrality in the heart, non-judgment, neutrality, moderation, as they say, everything, the middle way, the middle path.
And the middle pillar, where we redirect
the middle pillar, yes,
energies back to center and whatever balance we're able to maintain at the moment. However, if there are extremes coming at us, do we have the training? Do we have the tools? Do we have the divine power to deal with the extremes for ourselves? Or volunteer to be on teams that have different training, different levels of power to help more on the community, family community, or global level, because there are teams that serve in that capacity as well. So our wishes, our insightfulness, our readiness, willingness, investment in training, time, energy, financial, all the pieces of a puzzle that we can put together to our choice where, how we want to share our light with this world and serve from as full of a heart and cup and body and whatever symbols we use to enjoy this world, because that is
Absolutely.
it. There's so much beauty, so much love, so much joy to experience in this world. But if we allow distractions, if we allow drains, if we allow all that powerful negativity that is in this world to test us, to train us, to be able to deal with that inside and outside, changes our game, changes our attitude, changes how we experience this world. And that is what you and I have in common, that we embrace the teachings of the lineage, the ancient lineage of King Solomon. The
Yes.
ancients experienced so much. Maybe they had fewer distractions. I don't know.
Let's talk about this ancient lineage, shall we?
Sure.
Thank you for sharing from your heart to our hearts such beauty, knowledge, and wisdom, and that we could either learn the hard way, the difficult way, take the difficult path, the low road, or the high road, which is of grace. We could learn through grace, and this is an easier road to choose to walk on. This is the path of grace, ease, and space. So yeah, and we all have that choice always. And we were speaking earlier before we started recording the call that the focus or the medicine of this era, this timeline, is focus. So we were focusing on the medicine of focus, staying focused and clear, and remembering, however long it takes, why we came here and what we're here to share. But I know that Ula is really very well schooled from the mystery school in the ancient frequencies in this world that are showing up again, to sort of remind us, to sort of shake us awake. So our choice is to either create peace or to continue to allow this chaos and destruction, separation, division energy of duality. And so we talked about how important it is to really, no matter what's happening around us, to choose to return to this space of calm and peace amidst the chaos. And I would like to ask you about the ancients, because I know that we were talking earlier, and I'm just going to read you I'm going to read everyone what you actually wrote to me, that you felt guided to share with everyone and to be more helpful. I mean, that's the whole thing. It's not good, bad, right, wrong, okay or not okay. Is this information that we can easily tap into? Is it helpful? Is it beneficial? Or is it not helpful, useful, or beneficial? So you mentioned that the ancients prepared useful knowledge and technologies to help us with these current challenges that we're all facing, and this sort of mess that we've created based on poor choices as stewards of this world. And what we can do is choose to apply this ancient knowledge and this technology to sort of reactivate, to turn back on our divine powers and receive or embody these efficient, effective tools, these consciously manageable tools to redirect. That's the other word for today. The other theme, the other blessing, that nugget, that golden nugget of information, the message that everyone can find useful and helpful is focus, redirection, and I'm going to add a third one, which is intention. So can you just share more about this ancient technology with everyone instead of me reading, what you had sent me earlier? I think it makes sense to just have you share again in a more present, embodied way about the ancient technologies, the ancient elders, the ancient teachers, all of these divine, benevolent, compassionate beings, the ancient ones.
King Solomon united the planet, whether it was in the physical, in his center, in his temple, in his library, his laboratory. So he invited in the physical or in the astral realms for all the healers and teachers and metaphysicians and warriors to connect and test out what works, what's effective, to preserve that knowledge for us for future generations. So it was based on collaborating to activate our energy structures to connect to the divine realms more effectively. And that is our spiritual DNA. That is the codes that are in our first layer of aura, our etheric layer. They're all gates to use, to turn on, to use, to connect and bring more light. Infuse ourselves so we can share and share with each other and share with this world. And that intrigued me because I've never heard that before. And it's just like, well, that sounds great. I wonder if that's actually too good to be true or if that's actually true. I'll test it out. So when I did show up for a class and I did experience the power surges through my body after such activation, that was quite life-changing for me because there's no way I could make it up. Of course, I have pretty good imagination, but the message was consistent. You turn on your divine power, you connect, you download, you ask for help, because now you can work with special counsel in heaven that is on standby to work through those activated structures. Otherwise, it's a trickle. But if we want, there is a choice. From trickle to dial-up. Maybe to quantum. I mean, there are levels in speeds and clarity in between, but that is what this lineage promised. And I was very curious. It's like, okay, discern, take it easy, pace yourself. And I did. Well, maybe initially it was so exciting that I didn't, but I did allow enough trust that this could be true, that this could work for me. And then I shared it with my family. And then I shared it with students. And then I got to witness the transformations. And I was like, oh, this does really work. Huh, go figure. All right, I will continue. And as I continued, I understood that that's the technology that was prepared for us. And that is for us to embrace. Now, you and I know that such powerful teachings were kept secret. And there are still 6 other lineages, mystery schools in this world that are closed to the public. But there's always one open, and this lineage at this time, and for the last 22 years, is open to the public. And we sort of smile and say, yeah, it's open to the public, but maybe not for the public, because we still need to be called to step into the greater service, to invest, to train, to deal with the damage and dark in us as we bring more light. And therefore, it shows us what junk and mess we have made. And Either clean it up and heal it, or keep recycling it inside of us with our family. It runs in the family. Well, who will stop it? So I'm glad I've had the courage to continue and own my mess and own what I needed to do to at least try, do my best to clean it up. And as I do, I witness, some call it miracles. I call it, I witness the transformation and the gifts that show, like I even had today.
Yes, well, why don't you share with whoever is meant to hear this inspirational, miraculous blessing that you were just sharing with me before the call about your mom?
Well, let me start with my dad. He almost died 2 years ago. And I helped him in the astral realms with the long distance healing to survive a surgery. And then he was proclaimed brain dead. So I flew in for supposedly a funeral. But by talking to his higher self, I know the decision to stay or die was not made. So when I arrived in the hospital, I did healing in person. He woke up the next day. He was out of the ICU in 3 days.
Oh my God. Wow.
That is my, so far, I think, professional merit, most favorite story to tell.
Wow. So he hadn't actually made a sole decision whether to stay or go. So you had some leeway to kind of get in there and do your magic.
Not my magic. It flows through me.
Of course, not yours, but just bring in the miracle healing medicine. And that's what you did.
Brought the frequencies in. He was able to use them to make a decision, and he's still with us. So
amazing.
Later, almost to the date. Beautiful. Mom had a stroke last week. So calmness, I call it, calmness is a superpower. That's why we talk about focus, intention. So I asked my colleagues for help. I focused relentlessly, sending long distance, peaceful frequencies to my family. No drama. Let's focus on helping mom choose to repair, restore, and be with us, if that is what she wants to do, which what I felt.
It's free will, yes.
Right. So this morning, my sister writes that we had a miracle. I'm like, okay, mom is telling us she feels good herself. And I was like, all right, it worked. My sister calls it a miracle, and just like I call it, okay, job well done. We focused. The intention was, mom, stabilize, safe, productive, heal, make a choice. It worked.
And she received it very well with ease and grace, yes.
My favorite, ease and grace.
Yes.
As effortless. Well, effort is sort of an interesting word, because sometimes a little bit of effort produces huge results, and sometimes hard labor of love and just a little progress. Both are okay. Because when we redirect our thinking, our emotional upheavals back to peace and center, whatever we call it, the middle road, we stabilize so we can be focused and applied. Therefore, a desired result shows up. And that is what is possible for us. Yes, it takes training, but the training is of our mind. And Buddha was a great teacher. Christ was a great teacher. All the masters have been through the school of hard knocks or ease and grace to show us over and over how to redirect and focus energy. Yes, imagination takes us out of the false reality. But then when we get inspired and bring it back, how do we deliver that inspiration? How do we share the insights? Or do we share what has been time tested and worked efficiently? The frequencies are changing, so some of the modalities maybe are not as powerful.
Sure. Absolutely. That makes perfect sense.
And that's why everything has to be a living tradition. And the keepers of those, not, those keys to magic, to knowledge, they are reintroducing or tweaking or reinventing what that ancient knowledge has given us. They're testing it out. Is it still working? Is it still powerful enough? Or do we need to add an element? And that is what I witnessed with the lineage that I represent and the Modern Mystery School leadership. They have retested. They have tweaked and added because they
and upgraded the systems to make it relevant to these times, because these are unprecedented times that we're living in.
Exactly.
So
those are ancient techniques adapted to the modern times, and even the name reflects it. Modern Mystery School, sharing the ancient traditions, but adapted and presented. Instead of 2 years in a temple, we have a 2-day training. Yeah, it can be intense. Yeah, it will shake things up. But it is the philosophy. Let's introduce and sort of infuse the system, even if it might seem shocking to some people, trusting that we accept, hear, learn whatever we are able to integrate at the moment, and then adjust and increase as we go along. But let's have the map, let's have the tools from the get-go and learn how to integrate it into our life. Other lineages prefer, or other teachings is just let's spoon feed. Let's give a little, you work with that, let's give a little more, let's give that. Not this lineage. This lineage, of course, we can choose to spoon feed ourselves, but if we are ready, willing, and able to invest initially, that is what is available. So many choices. And I appreciate that because choices are there and we are accountable for those choices. So if you want intense, we deliver. If you want gentle, we can do that too. And that is what this message is hopefully about. That if we need to be gentle, let's be gentle. If we need rest and healing, please choose that. But if you are sluggish and shut down, please blast yourself with something that will help you lift yourself up and restore that joy and pleasure of living. Make it interesting being a human. Challenge yourself and then celebrate the little victories or the big victories or everything in between, because we come from that joy. It's a creative force. Love is a creative force. Let's not minimize them or dismiss them as little emotions. There are creative forces. We all know how much quicker we accomplish something if we do it with love and joy as our frequencies.
Love and joy is the medicine. That tastes really good going down. We have just a few more minutes. I would love to talk to you for hours, Ula, because you're just so fascinating and inspiring to me. I would like to know if, my goodness, I have a lot of questions for you. First of all, are there other ancient masters, teachers, guides, in addition to King Solomon in the lineage of the modern mystery school, that you might want to let people know about, or so that they may be able to experience this frequency themselves at some point with you or someone in your school?
Help me understand your question, because
Are there any other masters besides King Solomon, in addition to King Solomon, that you channel, that you work with, that any other ancient guides or teachers from this lineage, in addition to King Solomon, that you work with in sessions or that are part of the lineage of the modern mystery school?
Absolutely. The leader, our founder, is a full channel for Sanat Kumara, the architect of our first Shambhala, and that is what I always call upon, not always, but in some healings, I call upon him. The other masters that come in, I call them specifically, whether it's Kuan Yin or Mother Mary or the Christ. Now, for the healing, I mean, I'm not sure if your audience understands that when we call upon masters or archangels, we call upon their roles. And it's almost like we're called upon an office in our spiritual government in heaven. So when we call upon Archangel Raphael for healing help, we call his office, his and his female partner. We call an office, and it will be another angel that comes in to assist us. So whether we call upon Archangel Michael for supporting life frequencies, it's an office. It's like dial up, send a message, and help will come back. I call upon many masters that are specifically working with healings that they help to configure and hand down to us energetically. So whether it's a full system of Reiki called Ensophilic Reiki, we have a team that comes in, whether it's King Solomon lineage healing, King Solomon healing modalities, it's his office. So his team comes in. And it's quite wonderful to work with those who actually see the beings. I feel them. I see only as need to know. And they tell me, oh, really? Like, yeah, we called upon them for help, so of course they come in. Because we are gods and goddesses of this world. The spiritual government works through us. The light works through us. So of course they come in. We laugh, I laugh, that there is a serious unemployment in heaven because we don't know how to connect and we don't call upon them to help, to come in, to help, to support us in our human job, human mission. And that is what this lineage helped me understand, feel, I am kinesthetic, and trust. So that every time I perform such connection and ask for support, woo, okay, now we're talking, now we're working, now we are sharing that power that we can access if we turn on those gates in our energy field. And that is what this lineage and many other lineages, it's just this one is available to the public, offer us because the ancients prepared teachings, prepared healings, prepared technologies for us. I just found something that I'm focusing on because it has delivered consistently. And all I need is my commitment to work as diligently as I can to maintain that in myself and help others do it for themselves.
Beautiful, thank you. So I wanted to ask you also, I'm aware that Kabbalah, the Kabbalistic tree of life, is a major piece in this system that you facilitate in your private sessions, services, classes, attunements, initiations, and I'm sure like programs that you teach. And what can you share a little bit about that piece of it and how you feel that actually ties together all the missing pieces of the puzzle for people in their own tree of life, their inner tree of life, you know, as we grow up together and climb higher on the ladder, you know, of ascension. How do you feel about working with these energies?
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned that because Universal Kabbalah was the first class that I decided to try almost impulsively because I found out about the class 2 hours before it began. It's like,
wow,
right.
Meant to be.
Because I trusted the sensations I was receiving. And they were playful and they were actually tickling me in my crown chakra. I was just like, wait a minute.
Like,
It's like, whoa. And usually when I ignore them, I'm not happy. So let me check this out. And I checked it out. And it was more, of course, than I expected. I actually try not to have expectations, come with an open mind, open heart, and see what happens. And that is what was the introduction to the path, to the King Solomon lineage, and Universal Kabbalah. But what you just mentioned, the word ascension. I was healing the word Kabbalah and ascension for 2 months before that. I'm just like, well, okay, nice words. So when that came together, it's just like, oh, you were just introducing those concepts to me because I didn't understand what energetic ascension means. And the Universal Kabbalah system that this lineage shares with us is based on ascending our own tree of life energetically and optimizing it, activating, optimizing it. Tree of life, whether it's our 2D model or the 4D swirling, spinning, beautiful structure, is sacred geometry. The language of life, the language of manifestation, the language of creation, based on 3 simple structures that are magical. A triangle, a square, which is 2 triangles, and a circle. And that is what we could call the first, there was a word. Well, maybe there were 3 shapes that give such creative force to everything in the universe, from sound to light to matter, when it's finally constructed in such dense matter, configuration of dense matter. But that is a glyph to understand God, to understand light, source, who we are, and use it to connect and download or connect, receive those frequencies and to be inspired. Go up and receive. Go up, ask for help and receive. So that is a geometric representation of the art and science of who we are, representing source, and who the source is, which is very hard for us to comprehend because we are in this dimension. And that's what brought so much healing and meaning to my life because, again, I trusted. I had faith. And once I had gone through the ascension process, just like, whoa, okay, that was fun. Okay, that was hard. Okay, that was fun. And I am different. I am better. And to witness that as we work as a group of 20 or more, it's so beautifully validating that, yes, we are unified as a field, as humanity, as a group, and we experience that ascension together. with hope that others will join on our planet to be, to choose that unity, to choose that ascension and make it easier, more graceful, and to make that effort an investment to ascend into higher realms, because not just we want to, but we want to serve at a greater capacity. We want to heal our DNA and our ancestral DNA and our patterns that are not so pretty in our family. Or they've been brought in through marriage and children from the other families.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's just so important to repair our ancestral karmic patterns and miasms, and it's up to us to do that, and we can do that, and it doesn't have to be scary or fearful at all. Once we face them and make peace with them, make amends, and right the wrongs, and then invite in their blessings instead of their burdens.
Exactly.
And with gratitude, with grace and gratitude and focus and attention and all that good stuff, all the good medicine that the divine doctors ordered. So Ula, I wanted to ask you about a special offer, a gift that's quite generous of you. And if you could just share also how people can find you, contact you on your website, and maybe, work with you.
Well, the easiest way to contact me is through the website,
Mm-hmm.
Body, Mind, and Soul Health.center or BMSHealth.center. I'm easiest to get hold of by email, info@bmshealth.center. I would like you to send me an email that you listened to us, and whoever is the first one to contact me, I have a choice of a long distance healing for you. Either we call it Spark of Life, that balances our physical, mental and etheric and spirit frequencies in the body. It is a 1 hour healing. Or, if you prefer, a 1 hour of Ensopic Reiki, the full system that also embodies the physical, emotional, mental, and soul frequencies in our system. So if you write to me and would like to receive either one of those healings, there is a link on a page have they received the information with?
Not yet. It will be on the replay, and you can share the link now if you have it, or I can share the link for people.
Yeah, you can share the lead. I'm sort of full screen.
That's okay. Let me go to that page and pull that up. Here we go. So free gift is www.bodymindsoulhealth.education/new page. Is that it? I believe that's the link for the free gift. Yes. And again, to email Ula for your free gift, it's info@bmshealth.center. And just real quick, Ula, if you don't mind explaining to people who are not familiar with the term Ensopic Reiki. I know most people are familiar with Reiki, with Usui traditional or Karuna Reiki, but can you just, in a few brief, like a thumbnail, can you explain the term Ensopic for people and how that is also Reiki?
Yes. The word Ensof means source. And the first ray that comes in is the ray of purity. So the system that was given to Usui, the monk that went up to have a little conversation with the source and was enlightening and received download.
Yeah.
Yes. Has been teaching that system, and it was overwhelming to people. So he asked the masters that gave him that system if he could limit it to just the physical, emotional, and mental level. So that is what has survived. That is what, in somewhat diluted version, we have received in the West. But that full system has been restored and is taught through this lineage. And I can offer a session, long distance, to experience the full system of the physical, emotional, mental, and soul healing frequencies.
So you said the ray is the ray of
Purity.
Purity, because I also heard radiance. For some reason that word came through. So maybe it's pure radiance.
Or we become more radiant after we
yes.
purify.
Yes, purify and beautify. Beautiful.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much, Ula. It was really a joy to be with you again. It's been a really long time since we have connected so many moons ago, but I really enjoy being with you, and I want to thank you again for being on my New Earth Ascension show. And if anyone would like to contact me, my website is vanzanalightshealing.com, and when you subscribe, you'll also get a free gift. So thank you again, everyone, and thank you, Ula. Have a beautiful day on your special Lucyna day, and I wish you all the best. Everyone stay safe, be well, and be kind to each other. Blessings and namaste.
Namaste.